That's right, guys. In this video, I'm going to show you guys the 3 most effective study techniques to pass any class, to pass nursing school, any program. I'm going to show you guys. So number 1, rewrite the notes. So if they give you PowerPoint, digital, physical copy, whatever it is, go home, go to your quiet place and rewrite the notes. Handwrite them. This gives you that, that tactile learning. It allows you to slow down and, word for word, understand everything compared to just reading over it. So number 1 is rewriting the notes. This is a little more time consuming, but it is beneficial. Number two, this is going to be recording the lecture. So of course, with the professor's permission, record the lecture. You could use apps like Notably or just the phone app and just record the audio of it. Go back to that quiet place, and as you're there listening to the audio, write down everything that the professor emphasizes. Those are usually key important topics, and sometimes the professors are extremely nice and they'll say, this will be on the exam, write it down. And also write things down that the professor mentions that isn't in the PowerPoint. Sometimes they're checking if you're paying attention, other times they just forgot to put in the PowerPoint. So listen to the audio, write down the things they emphasize, as well as the things they say that are not in the lecture. And number 3, the third most effective study technique that has helped me become successful is using flashcards. So I like to utilize these 5x8 flashcards. They're bigger, so you can write bigger, you can write more content on them, and there's a different way to use them. You could just write the term on one side, the definition, the basic way. You could do, if you need to memorize something, just write the entire thing out and, just see it back, just repetition. Some things you need to memorize, ABGs, vent settings, things like that. But the most effective way to use flashcards is to write questions that you create. So on one side, you write the question, and on the other side of it, you write the answer to the question. So how do you get these questions? You get the questions by putting yourself into your professor's shoes. You have to think like your professor. Think how the professor would, quiz you. How would they test you? Where are they testing you from? Are they testing you from their lecture notes, from the book, from clinicals? Where are they testing you from? So that is how you should formulate the questions. So think like the professor and make these questions. For example, I had a professor and she loved to test from her lecture notes, as well as things that she would say in the lecture. So this was one of them. We were going over a neuro chapter, and my question that I made up was, why are ABGs important for neuro patients? So this is something I'm thinking like the professor. I would want the students to understand why or how ABGs are correlated, to the neuro patient. And what I got from writing down the lecture notes and really understanding them. So if PaCO2 is elevated, the cerebral vessels dilate, dioxide dilates. I love to, make things rhyme. It's kind of easier to remember and to memorize as well. And then dilation takes up space. So in conclusion, this will increase ICP. That is how ABGs are related to neuro patients. That is how I figured the professor would ask some type of question, and I could see her asking, select all that apply. And so I put down, some more content on that. And so those are the 3 most effective study techniques that helped me become successful in the nursing program and, pass all my classes. So number 1, rewrite the notes. Number 2, record and listen to the audio, and then, write down the important stuff as well as stuff they mentioned that is not in the notes. And then number 3, the best one, is use flashcards. And if you're going to use them, you might as well write questions on them that you make up thinking like the professor. So these are the 3 most effective study techniques that will help you. And while you're studying, remember, it's all about the quality of the study, not so much the quantity. So 1 hour of studying is way better than 3 hours, half-ass studying. And so while you're studying, make sure to eliminate distractions. You could put a timer, get your phone out of, your hand's reach, and just sit there and, really take in on that content. All right. I hope this video helps you guys.